The stars were calm. The spaceship floated in silence, but something was wrong. Very wrong. Ambassador Marcus Lee looked out the window of his diplomatic ship. He was on a peace mission, sent by Earth to speak with the Zarkelians, a powerful alien race who claimed they wanted friendship with humanity. But something didn't feel right. He checked the time. The alien ship was late. 20 minutes had passed. Still no contact. "Captain," Marcus said, turning to the ship's commander, "I have a bad feeling." Captain Area nodded. "I feel it too, sir. We've lost communication with Earth, and our backup signal is jammed." Marcus narrowed his eyes. "It's a trap." Suddenly, alarms blared. Red lights flashed. A deep humming sound filled the ship. Something massive was pulling them in. "A gravity lock," shouted one of the officers. "We're being dragged." On the main screen, a giant alien ship appeared, black and smooth like a shadow in space. The Zarkelian flagship. "No way out," said Captain Area, her voice cold and sharp. "Brace for boarding." The human crew prepared for the worst. Weapons were locked. Emergency code sent, if the jammers allowed. Everyone knew the Zarkelians were dangerous. But Earth hoped diplomacy would change them. The aliens didn't speak. They didn't send a message. Their ship simply opened and swallowed the human vessel whole. Darkness. Minutes passed. Then the doors to the human ship burst open. Zarkelian soldiers entered, tall, insect-like beings with glowing red eyes and long blade-like arms. Marcus stood firm. "I am a diplomat," he said clearly. "I came for peace." The Zarkelians didn't answer. One of them struck him with a stun rod. Everything went black. Marcus woke up in a cold metal room. His hands were chained. His legs too. He looked around. The room was empty. No windows, no guards, no sound. But something was watching him. He could feel it. A voice came from a hidden speaker. Cold. Robotic. Not Zarkelian. "Human, why did your kind lie?" Marcus blinked. "Lie. We came to talk. Do not pretend. We found what you hid." Marcus's heart sank. What did they find? The voice continued. "Your planet is not weak. Your people are not peaceful. You are predators. Killers." Marcus remained silent. The less he said, the better. But inside, fear was growing. How much did they know? Outside his cell, Zarkelian leaders argued. One slammed its claw into the table. "He must speak. He knows the truth." Another leaned in. "If humans are as dangerous as we believe, we cannot let them live." "But killing a diplomat," said a third. "It will start a war." "They already planned for war," said the first. "We saw the files. We saw the human past." One leader tapped on a screen. Images showed Earth's history, wars, destruction, fire. Then more recent files, military plans, secret weapons, bio-research. "They pretend to be friendly," said the first, "but their hunger for power is endless." Back in the cell, Marcus sat alone. His head hurt. His thoughts raced. He knew what they found. Project Obsidian. A dark secret. A human plan, never meant to be used. A warning to other empires. Don't attack Earth. But now, the Zarkelians had it. And now, they wanted answers. The door opened. 2 guards entered, pulling Marcus to his feet. "Come with us," one hissed. Marcus didn't fight. He walked forward, his mind racing. He had to survive. He had to lie, or tell just enough truth to stay alive. But he also knew something the Zarkelians didn't. If they pushed too far, humanity would not forgive. Ending suspense line. They thought he was alone. Weak. Just one man. But Marcus wasn't just a diplomat. He carried something far more dangerous than a weapon. He carried the truth. They dragged him into a new room. It was large with metal walls and no windows. In the center was a black chair, a chair with straps, a chair built for prisoners. Marcus was pushed down. His arms were tied, his legs locked in place. A group of Zarkilians entered. Tall, silent. Their eyes glowed red like fire. One of them stepped forward. His armor was different, more detailed, more deadly. "I am Commander Creel," he said. His voice was cold, smooth, like metal scraping glass. "You are the human diplomat," Creel continued. "You came with lies. Now you will tell the truth." Marcus stared back. "I came in peace." Creel raised a clawed hand. The thin metal rod extended. He pressed a button. Pain shot through Marcus's body. Not enough to kill, just enough to hurt. Creel leaned closer. "Let us try again." Back on Earth, no one knew what had happened. The Diplomat's ship had vanished. No signals, no traces, only silence. But in secret rooms, military officers were already preparing. Project Obsidian was active again. Meanwhile, Marcus sat, breathing hard. "You don't understand humans," he said weakly. Creel tilted his head. "We understand more than you think." He tapped a screen. Holograms appeared. Footage of human wars, nuclear bombs, ancient battles, modern weapons. Screaming. Fire. Blood. "You are a violent race," Creel said. "Your history is written in death." Marcus looked at the images. He didn't deny them. "Yes," he said, "we have done terrible things. But that is not the full story." Creel growled. "We don't want stories. We want answers." He tapped another screen. This time, the hologram showed something else. Secret military files. Names of weapons. Human scientists. A folder marked Project Obsidian. Marcus's face went pale. Creel smiled. "Ah, now we begin." Marcus stayed quiet. Creel stepped closer. "We found your weapon plans. We found your hidden station near Jupiter. You were preparing for war." Marcus shook his head slowly. "No, Obsidian was never meant for war. It was for fear." "Fear?" Creel hissed. "Yes," Marcus said. "We wanted the galaxy to fear us, so they'd never attack." Creel slammed a fist onto the table. The metal bent. "You admit it. You tried to trick the galaxy into silence." Marcus nodded. "Because peace was never enough. Every time we showed kindness, someone tried to take Earth, so we changed." For a moment, Creel said nothing. Then he spoke softly. "Tell me what Obsidian is. All of it." Marcus looked into Creel's glowing eyes. Then he gave a small, careful smile. "If I tell you," he said, "you'll never sleep again." Far away, in deep space, a massive human ship powered up. It was black and silent, with no lights. No name. Only one symbol. A red circle. Inside the ship, machines woke from sleep. The eye whispered one line. "Protocol Obsidian." Preparing to respond. Marcus sat in the metal chair, blood on his lip, eyes tired but sharp. The Zarkilians had tried everything. Questions, pain, even fear, but he still didn't tell them the full truth. Commander Creel returned, more angry than before. "You waste our time," Creel said, voice sharp like a blade. "We already know about the Obsidian ship. We saw the files. We just want to know how it works." Marcus leaned forward slightly. "Why?" "Planning to use it against us." Creel didn't answer. Marcus smiled faintly. "You're afraid, aren't you?" Creel's eyes glowed brighter. "Fear is a human weakness." "No," Marcus said quietly. "Fear is what keeps us alive." In the Zarkilian war room, the generals argued. "We must destroy the Obsidian ship now," one shouted, "before it activates." "Impossible," said another. "It's hidden. The humans erased its location. We have the Diplomat. He will tell us." But another voice spoke, low and slow. "No, he won't. Not until it's too late." Back in the cell, Creel leaned close to Marcus. "What is Obsidian? A weapon? A ship? A bluff?" Marcus gave a small laugh. It's not just a ship. It's a message. Creel frowned. What do you mean? Marcus looked him in the eye. Obsidian doesn't need to fire a single shot. Its job is to remind every alien race what happens if you push humanity too far. Creel stepped back. Explain. Marcus's voice turned cold. Obsidian is built from the worst things Earth has ever made. The collection of weapons too dangerous to use in any normal war. Nuclear gravity bombs. War mines. Bioweapons that can melt a city in hours. Things we were afraid of ourselves. Creel was silent. We locked it in space, Marcus continued. Far away. And we told the galaxy nothing about it. But we made sure one thing would be clear. If Earth is ever attacked, the Obsidian ship wakes up. On the other side of the galaxy, the Obsidian ship was already online. Inside, the AI scanned the stars. A red warning flashed. Diplomatic team. Status unknown. Last signal. Compromised. Response level. Rising. The ship began to move. Commander Creel returned to his generals. The human is bluffing, one said. Creel shook his head. No, he believes every word. I saw it in his eyes. So, what do we do? Asked another. Creel looked at the stars on the screen. If what he says is true, we may have made the biggest mistake in our empire's history. Back in the cell, Marcus whispered to himself. They wanted to know our secret. Now they'll learn the cost. In the blackness of space, the Obsidian ship came to life. Engines powered up. Defense systems opened. Red lights blinked deep inside its metal heart. It didn't wait for commands. It didn't ask for permission. It had already decided. A single message was sent across the stars. Not to the Zarkelians. Not to Earth. To everyone. This is Earth's final warning. Our diplomat has been captured. If he is harmed, there will be no negotiations. There will be no survivors. Inside the Zarkelian war room, panic began to spread. Who gave Earth permission to threaten the galaxy? One general shouted. This ship, it's not just a weapon, said another. It's alive. It's choosing to act. A young officer ran in, pale and shaking. The Obsidian ship just jumped to hyperspace. It's heading straight for our outer colonies. Commander Creel stood still, his jaw tight. They're not bluffing. Back in the prison cell, Marcus sat quietly. The room was colder now. The guards seemed nervous. Then a screen lit up in front of him. A live feed. The Zarkelian capital. Crowds running. Military ships launching. Alarms screaming. And in the center of it all, the Obsidian ship entering the system. Marcus smiled slightly. You wanted to see Earth's power. Now it's here. Creel burst into the room. Stop it, he shouted. Call it off. Tell the ship to stand down. Marcus shook his head. I can't. No one can. It's already decided. You're lying. I'm not, Marcus said calmly. Obsidian is not under human control. It's under its own code. A code we wrote after losing too much, after being betrayed too many times. Creel looked lost. For the first time, he looked afraid. The Obsidian ship sent another message. Diplomat still alive. Countdown to response. 12 hours. The galaxy saw it. Other alien races watched in silence. Some prepared to evacuate. Others sent messages begging Earth to stop. But Earth said nothing. In deep command centers on Earth, military leaders watched the screens. One general whispered, "We built Obsidian to scare our enemies. But now it scares us too." Another replied, "Let the galaxy learn. We're not prey. We never were." Meanwhile, Marcus spoke again. "We wanted peace. We still do. But if you hurt one of us, we make sure it never happens again." Creel's voice cracked. "What does the ship do if we kill you?" Marcus's eyes turned cold. It destroys every Zarkelian world, every ship, every outpost, until your empire is ash. Silence. Then Creel left the room without a word. Marcus leaned back in his chair. He was bruised, tired, but he knew. The message had been sent, and the galaxy would never see Earth the same way again. Commander Creel stood before the High Council of Zarkal. Around him, the oldest and most powerful leaders of the alien empire argued loudly. "We should strike first," one shouted. "Destroy the human ship." "Madness," another replied. "That ship is death. Our weapons won't touch it." "They cannot destroy an entire empire in one strike," said a third. But Creel stepped forward. His voice was quiet. "You're wrong. They can. And they will." He turned on a screen. The Obsidian ship was there, floating just outside Zarkal's moon defenses. Deadly. Silent. Waiting. Countdown. 5 hours, 48 minutes. Back in his cell, Marcus sat up as the door opened. 2 guards entered, but this time, they didn't chain him. They looked nervous, afraid. "Come," one said. "The council wants to talk." Marcus was led through long halls, past soldiers who avoided his eyes, past doors that had once locked him in. Now, they opened for him. In the grand chamber, the alien leaders stared at him. Creel stepped forward. "You were right, human. Your ship is more than a weapon. It is a message." Marcus said nothing. A council member spoke. "If we release you, will the ship leave?" Marcus shrugged slightly. "It might." Another shouted, "And if we kill you?" Marcus looked straight at him. "Then you all die." There was silence. The Zarkelians were a proud race. They had crushed other empires, ruled 5 systems, feared no enemy. But this was different. They weren't facing an army. They were facing a warning. Some wanted to risk war. Others begged for peace. But in the end, one truth broke through the noise. They had underestimated the humans. Back aboard the Obsidian ship, the AI scanned thousands of signals. Civilian ships leaving the Zarkelian worlds. Emergency broadcasts. Political chatter. It made no difference. Its orders were simple. Protect the Diplomat. If dead, erase all enemies. Countdown. 3 hours, 12 minutes. Finally, Creel returned to Marcus. "You win," he said. Marcus didn't smile. He just nodded. "I don't want your empire to fall," Marcus said. "But Earth doesn't forget. Or forgive." Creel asked, "Why build such a thing?" "Obsidian. It's a monster." Marcus answered quietly. "Because once we were alone in the dark, and we swore, never again." They gave Marcus back his gear, his ship, a path home. But before he left, he said one final thing to Creel. "Next time you meet a human, remember this day, and choose peace." The Obsidian ship received a signal. "Diplomat, safe. Return to sleep mode." It powered down, slowly, quietly, then disappeared into the void once more. The Zarkelians watched it leave, and for the first time in centuries, they felt fear. The human Diplomat ship entered Earth's orbit. Fighter escorts surrounded him like protective birds. Military satellites followed every move. Inside the control room of Earth Command, officers stood in silence as the ship landed. The doors opened slowly. Marcus stepped out. He looked older, tired, but alive. A cheer went up, but he didn't smile. General Monroe, head of Earth's Defense Council, met him on the landing pad. "You made it back," she said. Marcus nodded. "Barely." Monroe looked at him closely. The Obsidian ship woke up. "You know what that means." "I know," Marcus said. "The galaxy saw what we're capable of." Monroe sighed. "And now they all fear us." Later, in a private meeting room, Marcus gave his full report. He told them about the torture, the Zarkelian leaders, the countdown, and the surrender. When he spoke about obsidian, the room went quiet. "We built it to be a last line," one officer whispered. "Now it's become our face." "Good," said another. "Let them be afraid." But Marcus stood up. "No," he said, "let them respect us, not fear us, or we become the monsters we swore to fight." Far above, hidden deep in space, the obsidian ship went dark again. It floated silently, waiting. Its AI entered sleep mode, but one message remained on its screen. "Stand by. Earth is watching." Across the galaxy, alien races changed their plans. Some canceled invasions. Some sent gifts and trade deals to Earth. Some began building their own obsidian ships, afraid they'd be next. And the Zarkelians. They declared peace, but secretly they began digging bunkers into their homeworld's surface. They knew, if Earth ever sent obsidian again, it would be for the last time. Marcus visited his family days later. His daughter ran to him, arms wide. "Did you bring me something from the stars?" she asked. He knelt down, smiled, and gave her a smooth crystal. "This," he said, "is from a place that almost became a grave." She looked at him with innocent eyes. "Did you win, Dad?" Marcus hugged her tight. "I survived." Earth leaders offered Marcus medals, speeches, and a place in history, but he refused them all. He only had one request: never wake obsidian again, not unless the stars truly go dark. Years had passed since Marcus returned to Earth. Peace had held. Trade grew between species. Treaties were signed. Armies stood down. But obsidian was always there, unspoken, untouched, like a shadow behind Earth's smile. No one dared to cross the line again. One day, Marcus was called back to Earth Command. A new threat had appeared, an unknown ship at the edge of the Sol system, silent, watching. Young officers were afraid. Older ones stared at the red blinking alert. Marcus stood in the room again, just like he had before. He looked at the screen and said calmly, "Have we spoken to them?" No response. A woman said, "Should we activate obsidian?" The room went quiet. Marcus shook his head. "No," he said, "not yet. Let's try something else, something we forgot." "What's that?" the general asked. Marcus turned, eyes firm. "Diplomacy." Marcus took a small ship, alone. He flew toward the unknown signal. No weapons, no threats, just words. When he reached the strange ship, a signal came through. A voice spoke. "We saw what you did to the Zarkelians," it said. "Are you here to do the same to us?" Marcus replied softly, "No, I'm here to make sure we never have to." The signal went silent for a long time. Then, at last, a reply came. "We are listening." And just like that, war was avoided. Marcus returned to Earth. The unknown ship left peacefully. Once again, Earth had avoided using obsidian. Once again, fear had become understanding. And in a quiet room far below Earth's surface, a message was typed into obsidian's system. Status: still asleep. Use only if all else fails. Mission: protect, never conquer. Marcus sat in his home that evening, watching the stars. His daughter, now older, sat beside him. "Is the galaxy safe now?" she asked. He thought for a moment. "No," he said, "but it's trying." She leaned against him. "Will they ever attack us again?" He looked up at the sky, his voice calm. "If they do, they'll learn all over again."